Okay guys, forehand. If you're at a stage in your forehand career and you sometimes hit the perfect forehand and then you feel like your swing looks exactly the same, but it just flies and it's breaking your confidence, because sometimes it's beautiful and sometimes it sprays all over the court, and that does break confidence because you feel like you're out of control. I'm gonna give you the reasons why your forehand could be doing its own thing without you knowing. Okay, the first thing you want to watch is, and it happens so quick, you could have the perfect swing, but right before contact point your wrist breaks, and you can't see it with the naked eye. You'll have to go slow motion, but it breaks this way and then you swing, so it would look like this. All right, and this often happens when players are changing their grip. Maybe they went from full western and they want to go more eastern. That will happen because you're so used to opening up, right? One way to fix this is to ask yourself, just keep your strings closed over the ball for longer. Now, even if you focus on this, you might catch yourself still right before contact it opens up. Okay, it's just a bad habit, it's muscle memory, and you're gonna need repetition to fix it. And an exercise you can do to help that is this one. You can ask someone to feed you some balls, and you actually have to hit the ground and then let it fly over. In this case, you can't break your wrist open, it's impossible. It will give you that feeling. Then you ask yourself, what was that feeling that I got? And now I do the same feeling, but over the net. And then I think you saw this coming, but it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to know how to fix it. Is obviously when I open my body, it opens the wrist, opens the strings, everything opens, the ball's gonna do whatever it wants. Now, how do you fix it? You can't just say, I'm not gonna open. One exercise I've been doing with my players, they think it's very weird, but it really works, is after you hit the ball, you don't need to look where the ball's going, you look at the side fence. So I hit, side fence, side fence, side fence, and it's hilarious because I catch my players. They hit the ball better when they're not looking, because their head is to side fence, and all of a sudden they're hitting more across the body, they're staying more side on, they're not even looking at the ball, and they're hitting better shots because the body is not opening up. All right, and then once they get that feeling, just like Federer, now you can start looking again, but your head can still stay side on. You have to understand, if my head stays side on, I mean, I'm gonna hit over the ball. The natural path, when I stay side on, the natural path of the swing is to go over. It's very hard to open up if you're staying side on. Boom. Plus you're not opening up, so the ball starts dipping in. So now you have to imagine, you're keeping your strings closed, you're keeping your head side on. The chances of you being out of control, like completely out of control, is very slim. You still might miss, but there's a difference between missing and still feeling in control, like, okay, that's a good miss, or missing and like, what the hell happened? How did I miss that far? And it plays a major role in your confidence as well. Lastly, a great way to control your swing, control your forehand, is to control your takeback. Okay, so just check yourself. Another one of my players, and we fixed this very nicely. If your takeback is, you start like this, then turn, then it moves again, does all kinds of things. Obviously anything can happen then. All right, I like to go keep the wrist cocked up but natural, turn, the wrist doesn't move. All right, the wrist doesn't move, and this helps you to get into the lag. My wrist still didn't move, then over again. Comes back to point number one, keeping your strings closed. But again, the strings are always away from you, whether you like a higher elbow, a little bit of a lower elbow, the strings are away from you and controlled. All right, you're not playing around with it. So it looks like this. Steady, steady. So by controlling your take back, there's a lot more control on your forehand. Guys, 3 tips: you're going to have more control, you're going to be mentally more in control, because the balls you miss won't be going over the back fence. You'll be missing in ways that you feel like, I know what happened.